Dan, hi. My name is Aron Katz. I'm from Israel. I was wondering, how does the election that took place here lately had an effect on the world media, and the world community?
Yeah, that's the question was how does the Israeli election, what kind of effect will it have? Did I hear correctly on international media and the international community? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I can
Well,
barely hear you, but yes.
I've given two presentations on the Israeli election in the last week, and each one was different because of as the impact of the election and the coalition building in Israel. Of course, these things change from day to day. Clearly, there was a great surprise media which had been predicting in one headline a lunge to the right. The election was absolutely mistakenly called by many folks in the media because if anything in Israel, as you probably would agree, there was a lunch to the center. The big winner was the Yair Lapid's, the Yesh Atid party, which is a centrist party. Hard to say center left or center right. It's pretty much the center. Although he indicated there early on that he would join a government led by Bibi Netanyahu, whose party Likud joined together with the Victor Lieberman's party, but lost 11 seats combined over what he had in the last election. I think that the task for Bibi is to try to put together a coalition. It could be a narrow coalition. Everybody knows in Israel, 120 million. And that's it. I think you want to govern. And then put together a narrow coalition with 68 or 69 seats. Put together a broader coalition with 80 or more seats, depending on who he invites in. The other big star of this election was Naftali Bennett, whose party that pushed forward kind of a power one.
Dan, I'm sorry. Can I interrupt you for a second? For those who are not talking, please mute your microphone. There is the worst echo in the world. All right, Dan, are you still there?
Okay, so shall I pick it up, or is it still an echo out there?
Yes, perfect. That's much better. Thank you.
Okay. So the other big winner was Naftali Bennett, this young, former, very successful businessman, former chief of staff to Netanyahu, former commando in the Israeli army, who built a new party, a rebuilt party, what used to be the National Religious Party. And it's a party that was based on Jewish values, but also a party that appeals to the settlers. He would annex 60% of the bank into Israel, make a couple of 100,000 or so Palestinian citizens, and then would also would give back, I assume, the rest. Somewhat of an important issue facing Israel in this new government going forward. Bennett probably will be a part of this new government as well. We could go on about all the various things that happened in this election, but were surprising. The issue of Yesh Atid, which is the party of 19 seats, which went from 0 to 19 because there was no party before. Story. So I think there's a little. I think the international community doesn't quite know what to make of it. I think the administration here in Washington expected something else, and they probably will have to recalibrate. One of the things with Israeli prime ministers and vice versa. In Israel, Israelis want the same, but this outcome of this election, I think, has really caused some folks here in Washington to kind of scratch their heads to guess what might happen. Now, Netanyahu has 6 weeks to put together a coalition, so we'll be watching this very carefully. My guess is at this early stage that whatever comes out of this, Netanyahu may have more flexibility in his ability to relate to Washington and to international capitals than he might have had the election gone the way many had predicted it would. So it's very early in this process, but it certainly is an election that has really caused people to sit up and take notice. So we'll be watching it very carefully in the days and the weeks ahead.